Welcome guys to another one of these videos. I tried doing one before, but for some reason it just didn't want to work. So I'm back here again to try around 2 and to see if I can get something to actually work. But for some reason the footage never saved. So I'm trying this again, and I'm going to keep the footage, and I'm not going to put it through CapCut or anything, and I'm going to try and keep this as one like full length and just cut it with my phone. You know how it has a little pause button, because I do film on Samsung, so it does have that feature. I don't film on Apple, but I do film on Samsung, so it has that little pause feature. That's what I always use. So hopefully I can get something and do it that way, hopefully. So today I'm just going to be cutting up some wood, and then we'll see how we can get this cut. As you guys can already see that it is, I did mark it out before this and I did cut it out before this. I tried doing this beforehand so I didn't have to try and focus on it as much, but here I can do it. So right here, and this is actually this one. No, it wasn't. What was this? Yeah, because of the marks on the wood, as you guys can see, it did come from this, and now it doesn't fit because I got it a little bit even, as of with this cut here it's uneven. So I did get it even, so now I'm just gonna cut this, and yeah, but there's nothing to it apart from get to do it. So I'm gonna set, after I cut this, I'm gonna sand this, and then hopefully we'll be able to make this as good as I can, and yeah, we'll go from there. Alright, let's get to cutting. There's so much playing this, man. It's not even funny. There's generally so much, like, as you guys can see, it's like all wobbling and stuff. That's one thing I don't like, is like when it wobbles like that, because that can be quite dangerous. I am using eye protection, so and that's exactly what I hate right there, is when it does stuff like that, because that is dangerous and it just messes up the wood big time. As you guys can see, that wasn't me that did that, but this jigsaw, it is like, this jigsaw is old, so it doesn't stop until it doesn't stop for a long time. So that's one of the features that I hate about it, and also when it just like randomly pops up and it does things exactly like this, and that's dangerous. As you guys can see, I could have lost fingers or something. But that's what I definitely do hate about this, is because when you're cutting something as big as this, that doesn't do anything. That generally does not do anything. So with this being in hand and it doing stuff like that, it's really, really, really dangerous. And I'm not even exaggerating to you, but like, look at that. Look at what it did to the wood after cut. Like all that cutting, it ended up bouncing out. So now I'm gonna have to try and retrace back into here again and finish to here. I'm gonna cut that and try and fix that up if I can. I don't know how, but all you can do is just try, obviously. And again, I'm no expert, so if any of you guys are yelling at your screen, being like, oh, that's not how you do it, blah, blah, blah. Well, just remember, I'm no expert in doing these types of things. I'm actually just a beginner. So the tools that I have, they may be old, they may be crap, but I can't do anything about that. Because to be fair, having a jigsaw that is that old, as old as that is, it's not the best, you know, so the only things that you can really do is to just try, and try with the things that you have, because if you have limited equipment, you can't do anything about it apart from just to try and save money and try and get better equipment. As being a beginner like me, you have to try and get better equipment the longer you go, but with the equipment that you have, you're just going to have to try and stick with that equipment. So a lot of people just do what they have to do with the things that they have. So that's what I'm doing right now, is I'm doing what I'm doing with the stuff that I have, no matter if it's old, no matter if it's new, no matter if it's like the sander's like $39, no matter if it's like cheap, expensive, whatever you have to grind to get it done. So now I'm up to the final cut. Okay, so I finished with the cut and everything, as you guys can see. I finished with the cut and everything, so now it is time to grab that sander and maybe that one, and it's just time to get straight to sanding, to level it out, and to do everything else as well. So as you guys can see, it's not the straightest cuts on the planet. And like I said, if I have limited resources and they're not the best, well, yeah, well, as you guys can tell, it's not straight anyway, so, and that's with the tools that I have. So now I'm going to have to try and level this out, as well as these ends as well, just to get them done. But that's for another day. Now I'm going to cut here, and then there'll be one, because this used to be this long, just imagine that long, and I cut all those pieces. That is crazy work. So let's lock that in place. And now let's just cut it and see what happens then. And this is the biggest piece. To be honest, I don't know if this will work. I don't know if this will work for the final piece, but at least we have it there for now. But yeah, like I said, we're just gonna leave this piece for now, and this piece can be sanded up again because I'm not going to carry on cutting in this piece if it's this crooked. And then this was the little piece that I did cut off, and I thought that would be enough, but that's not enough. So yeah, so I basically have all this stuff, and I'm just trying to make do with everything that I have currently, and that stuff that I have is like literally limited resources. Yes, I do have clear safety glasses and shaded safety glasses, so if it's not like raining or anything, or if the sun's like bright, it's coming through the windows, if it's coming through the windows, I don't have to like wear clear ones and suffer off the sun coming through or something. But these ones, these are just for if the sun, just for sun. That's what these are all for. Like the sunglasses, they're safety glasses, but they're for sun. The last bits that I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this wood, and then that's going to conclude for today's video. I hope you guys do enjoy this. My budget for camera quality and equipment is very, very low, so I seem very zoomed in. Well, I am probably very zoomed in. I'm trying to do like a shot with myself, and I'm like zoomed in, then I am probably very zoomed in. Not zoned in, zoomed in. Now we have to go through the process of going and making this go around in circles until it is skinny enough to fit this piece, which should be now. Not perfect, but like I say, we have to do. And guys, you can see that there is a clamp here and that there is zip ties here, so those are the only thing that is holding it down, because these benches were actually doors. I can show you that there was actually a door just right there. As you guys can see, that was a door. This whole entire bench, like until it all goes all the way down, these things were doors. So that's why that was a little hole there. So I decided to use that to put a clamp on and just do the zip ties. It is budget, it is cheap, it is nasty, but you gotta do what you gotta do. And I said that I wasn't going to put this through CapCut, but I kind of have to, right? Because of the unexpected. Ow, I just pinched myself. So that was only 1 out of 2 cuts. Now I'm going to move on to the second cut. Maybe do a little bit of sanding, but that will be it. Second cut coming up, and then I'm going to be doing two cuts for this one, and then that's going to conclude today's video. And then the The reason that I slow down is so it doesn't go flying, which are more than likely and it'll go off the end of the workbench, which that's what I don't want. So all these pieces here will be going into a stash off to the side for a later purpose. But I just wish that you guys could smell this. Like while I'm cutting the wood, I don't know what the smell is, but it smells like perfume or something. So I'm gonna be equipped with a mask because try to. Because I purely do not know what the smell is, and plus there's a ton of dust everywhere. Generally, what the hell just happened? What the hell just happened? I'm confused. What the hell just happened? This piece of wood just randomly flew out, and I had it in there tight too. So I don't understand why that shit just flew out. It's in there tight. Why did it fly out? I don't know. But I'm just gonna get this cut, and then that's gonna conclude today's video. And now from when you guys first saw them that were long, now they are short. Ooh, it's overexposed. But as you guys can see now, it is shortened. So, I hope you guys did enjoy this video. If you did, make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. This video has been waiting around for quite some time for me to do another video again, so hopefully this one goes according to plan and it does post. I'm going to post it after I finish up here, so hopefully it does end up doing what it should do. And yeah, I've been Lincoln with if you guys are new here, you guys would know me by Badger, but my name's actually Lincoln. So yeah, that's gonna conclude for today's video. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe, and turn on the notifications so you know whenever I post, or that you guys never miss a video, because these videos bring joy to me, and they are just absolutely really cool to make videos like this, especially as a beginner, and to show my progression. The more I progress, I'd like to do those types of videos as well. So make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe to turn on notifications whenever I post. I'll see you guys in the next one. Adios.